Hi guys, Football Cards and Stickers here, and welcome to the complete collection review for the standard set of the TOPPS Match Attacks Extra 2013/14 trading card collection. As you can see there, it's all housed in the official collector binder from TOPPS there, which has Ozil, Aguero, Wayne Rooney, Oscar, Luis Suarez and Lukaku on the front there. As you can see, I'll just take you closer up again. The first error here. As you go closer up, you can see the collector binder doesn't fit the actual folder. Fairly basic error and very disappointing. But that's the least of the worries on this very badly thought out collection. In my opinion, could have been so much better, and we really hope next season TOPPS can take a lot more care with their collection, but I'll take you through the collection as we speak now. So there's a total in the standard set of 166 cards in the extra collection. They contain 67 squad updates, which are located on the checklist there. Then you have 20 captains for the 20 Premier League clubs, 40 game changers, which are 2 every Premier League club, 10 star signings in there, many missed, 6 managerial changes, so they're in, and 20 man of the match cards, 1 for each club again, 2 hat-trick heroes, and 100 club in Luis Suarez. So let's have a look how we've housed this. We had plenty of space in the binder, as they're suggesting you should use the Match Attacks England collection to go in this binder as well, but obviously as collectors we won't be putting 2 collections in one folder. I don't know why they even suggested that, but it's on the inside of this man-made collector binder there. Let's just take you through the back there, where they advertise their swap and play tour. As you can see, doesn't fit the binder again. The binder covers, fairly basic error in production, would be easy to rectify, but unfortunately they didn't feel the need to. So there's the back cover. Let's take you through these squad updates. So first of all we have Jenkinson, then we have Serge Gnabry, we have the bomber Nicholas Bentner, Sonogo, one of the under-20 French World Cup winning squad. Then we have from Aston Villa, Mark Albrighton, Kozak, formerly Lazio, and Jordan Bowery, a youth player I think, has come through the ranks of Aston Villa. Another youth player there as we move on to Cardiff City is Declan John, and then this guy, McNaughton, looks a veteran. And then we have Jordan Much, formerly of Birmingham. And then the first error card in the set, very sloppy set this is, and there's the first one, Peter Odemwingie. I believe he moved to Stoke. Anyone with any general football knowledge would know all these. It's very disappointing, so you don't need to be a Cardiff City fan to know that Odemwingie has moved from Cardiff already. Same applies to Michael Essien. He's playing in Serie A with AC Milan, so I have no understanding why he's in the Chelsea kit there. Then we have Obi Mikel, O'Keefe of Crystal Palace, Campana, Guardiola and Cameron Jerome. Then we have the young Everton centre-back stroke right-back, Stones, formerly of Barnsley, Oviedo, Naismith. And then moving on to Fulham, we have Risa, and then a squad update here. Philip Senderos obviously plays for Valencia now. Again, anyone with any little bit of football knowledge would know that. And finally, Kaklinic, the Swedish winger there. Then for Hull City, we have Faye, Mailer, and then a guy on loan to the Championship club. There he is. Definitely doesn't play for Hull City now with the quality strikers they have on offer in Shane Long and Jelavic, who aren't even in this collection I don't believe, which is absolutely embarrassing. Matty Fryer, And then we have for Liverpool here, Sissoko and Flanagan and Kelly, all young fullbacks. Then for Manchester City we have Kolarov, Di Michaelis and Joleon Lescott on his way out of Manchester City. Followed by the Cardiff City permanent signing, Fabio Da Silva. Here he is as a Manchester United squad update. Then we have Chris Smalling, Butner, Stephen Fletcher, Valencia, Nani and Hanazai. Unfortunately they weren't aware of the £37 million record January transfer window signing of Juan Mata from Chelsea. Topps obviously didn't hear about that. It's a shame. Maybe they can do something in the future about it, but it's all too late now for a Match Attacks Extra collection. Then we have for Newcastle Williamson, Hydera, Dummett and Sammy Amiobi. For Norwich City here we have Ryan Bennett, who's been debutising. Unfortunately has lost his place now to the new signing Joseph Yobo, who isn't again in this collection of Match Attacks Extra for Norwich City. Then we have the player who's out for the season, Elliot Bennett, so he won't be participating in the Premier League. And the young flying winger, FA Youth Cup winner, Josh Murphy, who absolutely destroyed Chelsea youth team last season, who appear to be dominating the UEFA Youth League this season though. Chelsea youth team very, very strong. Next up we have Callum Chambers for Southampton. Then we move on to Stoke City with Wilkinson, Ireland, Bardsley, Dossena, Quayla and Lee Catamol. Moving on to Swansea we have Lamar and Vasquez. Followed by Spurs, Kyle Norton there. The Romanian centre-back, Chiriches. Holtby, now at Fulham, on loan at Fulham, and he's been included as a Tottenham player here. Then we have Manu Adebayor, probably a reasonable choice to be in the collection. Then for West Bromwich Albion we have Almafitano, Graham Dorrans and Berahino, the young refugee guy. And the final ones are the squad updates. We have Victor Anichibi for West Ham, George McCartney, Carlton Cole, who's rejoined the club, and Ricardo Vastay. So that completes those 67 squad updates. Then we move on to the facing page for the captains. And of course we have Thomas Vermaelen, Ron Vlaar, Craig Bellamy, JT for Chelsea, Jedinak, Jagielka, Hangeland, Corran, Gerrard, Vincent Kompany, Nemanja Vidic on his way out, Colaccini for Newcastle, Bassong for Norwich, Lallana of the Saints, Shawcross, Stoke City, John O'Shea, Sunderland, Ashley Williams, Swansea, Michael Dawson for Spurs, and finally Chris Brunt of West Bromwich Albion, and the scoring midfielder Kevin Nolan. So that completes those 20 captains. So we move on to the next page, which has the game changers. This is probably the most bad for the Topps production team there. They've called these cards game changers, and they're basically base cards and star player cards. The unfortunate thing for those is Panini does such a great job with their game changers, and everyone has to compare the two, and basically there's no comparison. They really need to get some unique ideas and do some better quality cards, in my opinion. But there's 40 game changers in total, as I explained, 2 per team for the 20 Premier League teams. Per Mertesacker game changer. Aaron Ramsey also for Arsenal, the game changer card. Per Mertesacker, an unbelievable decision. Then we have Bradley Guzan, an acceptable decision for as Aston Villa play so defensively. They always look to rely on their goalkeeper. Then we have Fabian Delph, the speed merchant in midfield. Another game changer in the name of Stephen Colker for Cardiff. And the reserve striker, Fraser Campbell. He changes that game on the bench regularly for Cardiff. Next up, we have Oscar for Chelsea and Frank Lampard. Yeah, they're good choices as game changers. And of course, Jason Punchin, now of Crystal Palace, game changer card. And Chamak was the other one for Crystal Palace. Next up, we have for Everton the game changers Ross Barkley and Romelu Lukaku. Followed by Scott Parker. I've never seen him change a game for Fulham. He's a slow defensive midfielder. And of course, Berbatov, game changer for Fulham. He certainly does from France. He does a great job changing the game for Fulham. He's actually enabled them to have strikers who actually run about. Then we have McGregor, game changer for Hull. Probably a good decision again with Tom Huddleston, game changer for Hull City. And the game changers for Liverpool, Glenn Johnson. He certainly changes the game at right back, doesn't he? I don't think. Just sits at right back. And the flying winger, Raheem Sterling. So game changes for Manchester City. I don't think anyone will be able to argue with those, though. And I'm not even being sarcastic there. Jesus Navas and Sergio Aguero, the finest striker within the Premier League. Then we have Michael Carrick, game changer for Manchester United, and again another fantastic striker, game changer Wayne Rooney card for Manchester United. You can't argue with that one, but Michael Carrick is definitely questionable. And we have Tim Krul, game changer, like Remy for Newcastle, probably good decisions. And the same can be said for Norwich here with Nathan Redmond and Gary Hooper. And then we have Schneiderlin, game changer for Southampton. Would have thought they would add classier players than that who'd be able to change the game, such as Lallana. And Jay Rodriguez, the centre forward for Southampton. They've missed out Ricky Lambert there. And we have Begovic, game changer, and Asaidi for Stoke City. The mighty Giaccherini, game changer for Sunderland. And the not so mighty Fabio Borini, on loan from Liverpool. I'm sure he'll be heading back there. I don't think Sunderland will take up the option to buy a striker as pants as that. And we have John Joe Shelvey and Wilfred Boney of Swansea. Acceptable decisions. Lloris and Townsend, also two other good game changers from Spurs. And finally, the last two clubs here. We've got Ben Foster, the West Bromwich Albion goalie, and Liam Ridgewell, game changer. And for West Ham, fairly disappointing, as you can see. Winston Reid, game changer. I don't really know a lot about that guy. I don't even know if he gets in the team. And Ravel Morrison, the QPR midfielder. He is certainly changing the game for West Ham United. Bit of a troublemaker, that guy, so hence why he's moved down to the Championship. Next up, we have the star signings. Obviously, Juan Mata wasn't considered to be a star signing, as he's not within the 10, even though he was 37 million. But the star signings, if you can call them that, you have Grant Holt for Aston Villa from Wigan. You have Wolf Ekrim from Norway to Cardiff City, as they basically extinguish any chances they have of staying in the Premier League. Then you have Matic of Chelsea, McGeady for Everton, Clint Dempsey, haven't seen him play for Fulham yet, but he's a star signing. Jelavic of Hull City, definitely a star signing. Gutierrez, played one game for Norwich City so far. Guidetti, haven't seen him in the team for Stoke yet. Marcus Alonso from Fiorentina to Sunderland, he actually plays every game. And finally, Johnson from Wolves to West Ham, only a backup for them, but he's a star signing according to Topps. Fantastic. And then we have the 6 managerial changes. So you've got the useless Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Then you have Tony Pulis, who's doing a fantastic job at Crystal Palace. The already sacked Fulham manager, Mulenston. Obviously there's no Felix Magath card, very disappointing. Then you have Gus Poyet, who's doing a reasonable job at Sunderland. He's managed to get them to Wembley for the first time since 1992. Tim Sherwood, Tottenham. Also doing a reasonable job with a very, very good squad. I expect he'll lose his job at the end of the season to someone decent like Louis van Gaal or someone like that. And the under pressure manager already, Pepe Mal, as the West Bromwich Albion players start to express their concerns as to his training techniques already, I was reading. Next up we have the 20 man of the match cards. Arsenal, Mesut Ozil. Aston Villa, Christian Big Benteke. Gary Medel of Cardiff. Eden Hazard of Chelsea. Danny Gabardon of Crystal Palace. Seamus Coleman of Everton. Stecklenburg of Fulham. Robbie Brady of Hull. Mignolet of Liverpool. Then you have Nasri of Manchester City. David De Gea of Manchester United. The PSG midfielder Yohan Cabaye is the man of the match for Newcastle, followed by Leroy Fer of Norwich. Then you have Lovren of Southampton, Peters of Stoke City, Fletcher of Sunderland, Ben Davies of Swansea, Sandro of Spurs, who's struggling to get in the team. And the final two, we have the Ipswich scumbag Gareth McCauley of West Bromwich Albion, and the reserve team goalkeeper for West Ham United, Jussi Jääskeläinen. So fantastic man of the match there. And then possibly a very, very disappointing section here for the hat-trick heroes. These should be at least rainbow foil. They're just the cheap star player cards, as you can see, with hat-trick hero written underneath. Luis Suarez and Adam Johnson. And of course there's no hat-trick hero card for Samuel Eto'o, despite scoring 3 goals against the Premier League champions at home. So he's to enable a 3-0 victory against Manchester United. And of course finally we have the Luis Suarez 100 club there, 101, 101, 5-star rated forward. He's had an exceptional season so far, as Liverpool boxed above their weight in the league. And of course there's just a limited edition I've popped in the back there, but the limited editions will be following on this channel shortly. As you can see by the back of the cards as well, if we take one out, with the backing of the cards as well, there's no mention of it being the Match Attacks Extra collection for 2013-14. It's just the standard back from the usual Match Attacks cards, so that's very, very disappointing. Let's hope Topps buck their ideas up next year and give us a collection we can be proud of. So I hope you enjoyed that review of the complete standard set of the Match Attacks Extra. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and let me know your comments below as to what you think of the collection and whether you will be collecting it. I'll see you guys all in the next video, but until then, arrivederci.